under you in your whole company, it'll start to grow a little faster. And then once you hit 100, a little faster, 150 to 200, it starts going pew, 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 pew. It's like popcorn. It's like popcorn. It's like every time you look, you're like, oh my God, oh my God. And it just blossoms. I think 6 months into this business, I had 200 presenters. I'm a year in, and I have 15,500. Yeah. I don't know. I know what you're saying. It's crazy. I know. I have no idea what's happening, but it's a lovely ride, right? So be honest with yourself that if you have done all you can, then you move on and you leave it behind. If you haven't done all you can, just own it. Don't blame your sponsor. Don't blame your hostess. Don't blame the rotational pull of the universe. I don't know. You got to just own it. Just own it and say, you know what? This week I was really busy with the kids. We had a lot going on and I wasn't able to devote the time to the party that I needed to. And something else, you can even reach out to that hostess and say, something, I owe you an apology. I had so much going on this week. I would love to start another link for you. Let's just do a 5-day link. We'll say, back by popular demand. Hashtag fake it till you make it. Back by popular demand, we're going to extend this party. You're not really, sidebar, over here. You're not really extending the party, but you're just doing like a 5-day link. We're going to extend this party by 5 more days. Thank you all so much for your purchases. And thank you, Sally, for being the best hostess in the world. Click this link here to order from Sally's party, Sally's party, blah, blah, blah. So, but being honest with yourself is number one. If you're not willing, or if you're not able to work 3 hours a day on your business, and it doesn't have to be sitting for 3 solid hours because I've got kids too, so I get it. But 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes to an hour in the morning, a little bit in the middle of the day, and then after they go to bed, work for, hour and a half. But if you can't put 3 hours a day into your business, then your business is not going to grow as quickly as it would if you could. Again, no judgment, because we've all got a million things in our lives, and a lot of you are working other full-time jobs. So I totally get it. But I'm just saying, don't expect the results. Like don't expect my results if you don't put in the time that I put in. Don't expect, someone else's results unless you're willing to do what they did. Okay? I say 3 hours, it could be a little more, a little less. I'm just going by what I did. When I first started, I worked 3 hours a day from the time I joined Younique, and probably until I hit blue. And then I was working a little bit more from blue to green. It just kind of started adding up and adding up. But I will tell you, from green to black, and this is no lie, I worked 7 days a week. I got up at 6:30 in the morning with the kids, sometimes a few minutes before the kids. I got online and I started working. And I worked nonstop with, feeding them breakfast, taking them to school, picking up, all the mommy duties, grocery shopping here and there. I got to feed them. I worked until 11:30 at night, nonstop. If I wasn't doing one of those activities, I was on my computer or I was on my phone. And that happened over the course of probably, I would say, from October to February. A lot of that had to do with the fact that it was the holidays and it was very busy. But in my opinion, you cannot leave one stone unturned. If someone comments on one of my posts, I got to respond. I got to send them a private message. I have to send thank you emails to all of the customers who purchased from me. Then I have to follow up 6 weeks later and say, hey, you know what? Our 3D lashes are a 2 to 3 month supply. You're almost at the 2 month mark. I'm placing, if they're local, I'm placing an order Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just pretending. But I'm going to. When I get their order, I'm placing a bulk order. I can save you shipping if you'd like to order, and then I can deliver them to your house, or you can stop by and pick them up. Constantly reaching out. The people who you think would be really good at this, planting a seed. And you don't have to come right out and say, join my team. You just start visiting their Facebook page. You start commenting on their Facebook posts. And you're doing it genuinely. That's what's most important. Don't just do this because you want them on your team. But you reconnect with people and you build relationships. If you're building relationships with people, you really aren't having to sell. Because do you think there's anybody that knows me on Facebook that doesn't know that I sell Younique? But how many times do you see me, if you're my Facebook friend, how many times do you see me say, join my team? I've said it before, but hardly ever. Hardly ever. I just talk about the blessings that Younique has brought to my life. I talk about my excitement about the lashes. I'm having fun. This is makeup. You should be fun and light, and it's not heavy. We're not going to cry, and we're not going to make sad faces. We're having fun, and you're not having to stand on concrete in 3-inch heels and a stupid smock trying to sell lashes. You are in your home, in your sweats, on your couch with your kids, at gymnastics, at swim lessons, at the park. You're living your life and you're making money. There is nothing better. I can't even tell you how many times I sat, I stood behind a counter waiting for a customer to walk by that didn't want directions to the bathroom or the escalator or Victoria's Secret. I was like Julie McCoy, the cruise director. Elevator, right? But I had to log my time. I had to log my hours. I had to stand there for 8 hours a day in heels on a concrete floor. Sometimes you get to the end of that day and there are no sales. And anybody, if you look around and if you know anybody who's selling Younique, who's been in sales before, there's a calm to them. There's a calmness to them. That's because they know. And you'll be this way too. If you're all kind of right now, you'll calm down. Promise, you'll calm down. This time next year, you'll be fine. I hope you're fine before then, but I'm just saying. Look around. We're calm. If we're not freaking out, you don't need to freak out, okay? It's like when you're flying on the plane, right? We had a little turbulence on the way home, and I'm like looking at the flight attendant, and I'm like, okay, if she freaks out, I'm going to lose my shizzle, right? But she was like, So I'm like, right? We're calm. It's fine. You know, you're going to have a bad party sometimes. You're going to have a fantastic party sometimes. Sometimes you're going to sign somebody up and they're going to be a rock star. And sometimes you're going to sign somebody up and you're going to be all, where'd they go? Where'd they go? They don't want to sell. And that's all right. Got to learn when to cut bait, where to focus your energy. You focus your energy on the people that are interested. You focus your energy on the positive things that are going on. You focus your energy on what's next. What's next? What's next? Who else could I come in contact with? I got teeth cleaning today. I think I'm going to go one eye with regular mascara and one eye with 3D mascara because I got the dental hygienist and I could talk to her and she's doing all the thing, right? I'll be all, right? Right? Just got to think. Just got to think ahead. One other thing that I wanted to cover too, when I was thinking about this, when I was talking about, working behind a counter in a cosmetics department, Younique is very unique in a lot of ways. One of the ways it's unique is that because we've had such growth, I find presenters comparing last month's sales to this month's sales. They had a great month in May, let's say, for example. And then in June, oh no, is my business dying? My June wasn't as good as my May, or my July was the same as my June. What's happening? Am I losing momentum? Right? This is the only retail business I have ever been in where I've heard people compare month to month. I've worked Video store. That's my first job. Video store. I've worked cosmetics. I've worked retail stores, Eddie Bauer. I worked for a liquor distributor. I sold those like Cuervo. I'm a little crazy. We never compared month to month. That's just unheard of. Unheard of. One of my best friends is an executive with a big cosmetic company. And I even mentioned to her, I said, just for laughs, because I wanted to see her reaction, I said, so, you guys compare your June to your May, right? And she goes, what? She's a little animated like me. That's why we're friends. What? She goes, oh, heck no. Are you kidding me? She goes, I'd shoot myself. You don't compare month to month. You compare May of 2014 with May of 2013. You compare same month last year. You don't compare, right? You see what I'm saying? So how you did this July, we don't look at how you did June versus July. We're going to look at June this year versus June last year. And if you're new to the company, so like for me, I just hit my 1 year mark. So I'm just now able to compare. And there's no comparison because I just started in July of last year. But that's what you do. That's how you know if you're on track. Because every month has its own kind of, energy and vibe. And depending on, the countries that you're living in and the holidays that are happening at that time, kids, school, if there's new product launches. So we always have a product launch in the fall and in the spring. And that's going to affect our sales as well. Depends on what promotions we have for that month, So try not to get caught up. I know it's hard, and because you're building your business every month, you really want to see these big jumps. But some months you're going to have a jump in sales. Some months you're going to really have a jump in presenters. Maybe sales are just a little bit of an increase, but maybe you added, a whole bunch of people and you're thinking, gosh, I added all these people, but my sales are just a little bit higher than they were last month. Just wait, because everybody has a reason. Some people sign up but then they sign up because they got so excited, but then they're going on vacation and then their kid gets sick and then, whatever. It could take them a little while to get rolling. So, and the same thing for your parties. If people aren't buying because maybe they just bought their mascara, maybe they don't have the money right now. That's why I didn't buy. A year ago, May, my girlfriend Tammy DeWitt, who's now my sponsor, she had started selling Younique. I didn't buy from her for a month, 6 weeks. It wasn't that I didn't want to buy from her. Although I kind of was suspicious. I really didn't think these lashes were... I just couldn't understand how they could be that much different than a regular mascara. It's not that I thought she was lying to me, Tammy. It's not that. But I didn't have the extra $29 to spend. I knew I'd buy them from her, but I was like, okay, do I buy at the beginning of the month when I have the money? I don't know. I should wait because I don't know what's going to come up this month. And then when you get to the end of the month and it's like, I don't really have enough left. Okay, I'll wait to the beginning of the next month. And then finally, it was the guilt, of, oh, for heaven's sake, she's going to think that, I don't love her and that I think that her lashes are dumb and whatever. I need to buy these from her to support my friend. And my intention was to buy one set and then be done. And then, whatever. The rest is history. But part of the reason of me buying from Tammy, and I never told her that I couldn't afford it because I was embarrassed. So you don't know why your customers aren't buying. Just know that you're always planting a seed, even if you don't get the sale. Just keep planting seeds because eventually it's going to blossom and it's going to grow. And you don't want to lose momentum. You want to just keep it going, keep planting the seeds. And then, it can all just happen all at the same time. But Tammy never pressured me to buy. Besides wanting to help her out, part of the thing that got me to purchase and had me really thinking about Younique was Tammy posted the first month